Really, heifer? Like, really? I'm only 9 centimeters dilated, but I'm feeling all this pressure. Like, I'm telling you, like, she's about to out my asshole, okay? Like, how am I only 9 centimeters? How y'all doing today? Yes, your girl is postpartum right now. I'm about a month in. Tomorrow will be my daughter's 1-month birthday, and if you don't know already, obviously I have a newborn daughter, and she's everything that I could have ever wanted and imagined, and motherhood is great, and I love her so much. And y'all don't even understand, this feeling is like, you just cannot explain it. This is like, it's like God came into my body and like just was like, be happy, bitch, be happy, because I am. So like I said, my daughter is 1 month tomorrow, and I'm going to go over my labor and delivery story time. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it, what happened exactly, detail by detail. And I'm happy I kind of waited a little bit because I don't want to scare y'all, you know, like everything was so fresh. Plus, you know, I didn't really have time like that, but mama had time today. I got my makeup done, I got my contacts in, and I'm ready to give y'all all the nitty gritty on what happened when I pushed my daughter out my pineapple. Okay, before I get into that story time though, I do want to say that I have a family channel. It is called The Saints, and my husband gives his version, his emotions and everything that was going on through his head and his side of our labor and delivery. So you can go check that out on that channel as well. My daughter is on there. I've revealed my daughter. If you haven't seen her on Instagram already, she has an Instagram too. I know, I'm trying to do this influencer thing, okay? And you know, we got a new baby, so we need money, so make sure you click on the ads. I'm just playing. But yeah, that channel also is going to be about a lot of insight to our lives as a married couple, as new parents, as a family. You know, it's not just gonna be me standing in front of the camera talking. We actually are gonna be vlogging, so that should be quite fun. And if you're interested in that, please check it out. If not, you can stay here. Girl, I still love you, I still loves you, okay? So without further ado, let's get to it. Ooh, okay, I'm going to be reliving this because it's still fresh. It's not as fresh, but it's still fresh in my mind, and it was a lot. All right. Oh, I'm postpartum, by the way. Do I look good? I'm going to give y'all a video on postpartum and basically how I handled it, because I think I did pretty well. I'm only well, going on 4 weeks in postpartum, and I'm looking snazzy, okay? And I feel healed. I feel great. So basically, on August 30th, which was a Friday, I was 39 weeks and 3 days pregnant, okay? So, you know, at that point, I feel like when you hit 36 weeks, I believe, you have to go to the doctor every single week, and you have to get your checkups regularly. They have to make sure the baby's heartbeat is good. They have to make sure you're not having preeclampsia, because that can kill you guys. Like literally, like you can die. Like I just read an article that this woman died on her wedding day because she had preeclampsia. Nobody knew about it, and she was pregnant, and she done died in the limo on her way to get married, which was very, very sad and very scary. So, you know, don't not go to those checkups. Like, I was really annoyed by it. I was like, damn, like, why I gotta go every week? But it's for your baby, your safety, and it's for your baby's safety and health as well. So make sure you know, you don't skip on those. So that was my time. It was time for me to go back to the doctor for my 39-week checkup and see what's going on, make sure my baby's heart rate is good, make sure I'm good, like this, you know, like see if there's any progress. And at that point, y'all, like, this is my first baby, obviously, and I hear this no matter if it's your first baby, your 10th baby, whatever, once you hit like in the 30s, like maybe like 35 weeks, you start getting really tired of being pregnant, okay? I was at that point. I was 39 weeks. I was like, yo, she needs to like come out. I'm ready to meet my baby girl. I'm tired of carrying on all this weight. It's hot. It's the summertime, guys. Like, I was pregnant all summer. Do you know how hot I was? 24/7. I was hot everywhere, every nook and cranny in my body. I was hot. I was ready to basically drop the extra weight, hold my baby, see my beautiful girl's eyes, kiss her, love her up, and just become a mother. Like I was ready. Like I'm born for this. All right, like 39 weeks cooking, like she should come already. On top of that, I was taking all of these like herbs and like natural stuff to not induce the labor, but to make my uterus really strong. And actually that's going to be in another video to help some people out if they want to try it as well. I had supervision of a midwife. Thank God my stepmom's a midwife, so all of that good stuff. So by 39 weeks I was like, yo, like I'm done. So when we went to the doctor, I was like, okay, I want you to check me to see if my cervix is dilated. I want you to see if I'm a face. I want you to see like what's going on down there. Like, am I close to delivering? I don't want to go over. Okay, so they checked me and I was only like half an inch, no, inch, girl. I was only half a centimeter dilated. Okay, you have to be 10 centimeters for the baby to come out. Okay, and I was only half a centimeter. Like that right there was like it completely stressed me out. On top of it, I was only 50% face. So a face is when your cervix is like basically ripe and like it kind of like softens so that, you know, the baby can come out easier. It has to be 100%. I was only at 50%. On top of it, when the nurse like went up in my pineapple, it hurt a lot. And she was looking at me like, girl, if that hurts, like you really are not ready for no labor and delivery. Like you need to kind of like slow your roll and relax and prepare a little bit better, because clearly you're not ready if my little fingers hurt when I put it inside of you. I was pissed. We left. Me and my husband left. I was complaining to my husband. I was complaining to my stepmom and my dad. I was like, no, I want to give birth, blah blah blah. You know, I'm rambling. I'm rambling. Okay, let me speed this up some. So anyway, the rest of that night, this is Friday, August 30th. The rest of that night, I was kind of cramping a little bit. I just felt uncomfortable the entire time after we left the hospital. You know, we went on a long walk and I was just like really kind of sad, because I'm like, damn, like I'm really not going to give birth anytime soon. So we went on that long walk, and like I said, I was cramping, but I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was because she shoved her damn hand up in my vagina or whatever. So that night, my husband had just came back from Toronto, because he was in Toronto a while for work. So he came back and I was like, you know what? We should do the nasty, because if we do the nasty, apparently there is like a hormone in like the semen that kind of like helps get things going. Okay, so we did it and I didn't think nothing of it. I just feel like that was more of like a myth, folklore thing that you just hear about online that's not really true. So we did it and we went to sleep. Let's fast forward to 4:30 in the morning. You know, I'm laying down and I'm always uncomfortable every time I sleep at this point. No matter what I do, I just like cannot sleep longer than like an hour. So I'm tossing, I'm turning, and at some point like I get into like a deep sleep. Even though it's a short time, I got into like a deep sleep and something just woke me up. Like I like jerked up, I heard a pop, and all of a sudden it was like a gush. It was like a waterfall out my pineapple, like whoosh, all the juices and came out. Okay, so I look and you know, I knew what it was, but it was still like shocking. And I heard that pop. I was like, what the hell? I'm all over the bed, all this water all over the bed. I pop up and I look over to my husband and he looks at me, because I guess I startled him. I jumped up so fast and I looked at him and I was like, I think it worked. Like that was like the first thing I said. I was like, I think it worked. I think my water just broke. And he was like, seriously? I think that's what he said. I don't remember what he said. I think he said something like, seriously, or like oh wow, something like that. I don't know. He was so calm, which is like, I knew he was gonna be calm because he's always calm, but I just thought he was gonna be like just a little bit more like, oh, okay. But he was calm, and I was kind of calm because I was just like, oh wow, like it really worked. Like I just got up out my sleep, so I wasn't really like, oh yay, I'm so excited. And I was shocked because, like I said earlier, I was only half a centimeter dilated, 50% face. Like she made it seem like I was about to go 2 weeks past my due date. So I run to the bathroom, which is right next door. You know, I'm still dripping all of this water gushing. Like I'm just dripping. I don't have any contractions at this point. It just was like uncomfortable, you know, like I was getting a lot of Braxton Hicks, so I kind of just like attributed to that a little bit, and I was like, oh, you know, I thought some people get contractions before their water breaks, but like whatever. So I'm sitting on the toilet, like trying to wait for like the water to kind of stop or slow down a little bit. You know, I'm like putting tissue there. I don't really know what to do because I don't know if it's going to stop. That's never happened to me before. I don't know. So, you know, finally it kind of slows down. I put like some tissue, I put a towel around me, and I go wake up my stepmom because she's a midwife and she would know what to do. And I woke her up and she was calm too. Everybody was freaking calm, like except for me. In my head I was kind of like, wow, this is really happening. Like, you wanted it, you got it. What is that song? What is it, Ariana?
I want it, I got it, yeah. I want it, I got it.
She gets up, she gives me a pad, she changes the bed sheets, and she's just like, you know what, you should try to get some rest because you're obviously not going to go to the hospital right away. You know, we're going to wait for the contractions to be really close together before we take you to the hospital because you're not going to be able to eat, you're not going to really be able to do anything. Like, you know, you don't want to just go right now, like, trust me. So I was like, all right, fine. I lay back down next to my husband. And I'm like, damn, like, should we start timing them? You know, my stepmom said, she's like, no, you don't have to time them yet. Like, you wait until they get really close. I start getting cramps. I start getting contractions within like 5 minutes. Like, while all of that happened, I start getting like cramps. And then all of a sudden, it just starts getting more painful. And like, how do I explain this pain? Because y'all know, like, cramps, like, it's like somebody takes like a knife or a wrench and it kind of like, it's like they're twisting they're like shoving it into your organs inside your stomach and like twisting it and churning it. Yeah, it felt like that, but on like a level million, like a level of a million or something. Like, it was so painful, and it was very like, then it will stop. Then it's like, right? But every time it was like the like the part that is like going down, it was still mad painful for me, okay? And like, my stepmom is telling me to breathe, and like, you know, my husband's telling me to breathe and like calm down, and like, I'm gonna tell you right now, like, that breathing shit don't work, okay? That breathing shit hurts even more, and that's what I was feeling. But I'm trying to lay down, I'm trying to go to sleep, it's not working. And like, this is a pain that I've never felt before. Mind you, I have very high pain tolerance, and I feel like, even though like you can see it on my face that I was in a lot of pain, I wasn't like, I'm not a screamer, I wasn't like trying to hit people and being mad at everybody, but it was painful. Like, I didn't want anybody to talk to me at that point. Later on down the line, I didn't want nobody touching me. Like, I just needed to like do that, like it's indescribable. Like, I can't really describe this terrible pain, but I can almost feel it. I kind of try to push in the back of my head. They were coming fast, okay? Like, they were coming probably when they first started coming, the contractions, I want to say they was coming like every 5 minutes, okay? Then it started getting shorter and shorter, and at some point, which is probably, I want to say maybe even like an hour, not even an hour and a half, I told my husband, I'm like, I need you to start timing this because this is really painful, and I am already to go to the hospital and get an epidural. So start timing this for me. He starts timing it. He's like, they're like 3 minutes apart, and I'm like, hello, stepmom, we need to go to the hospital because they say when it's 5 minutes apart, that's when you go, and I'm 3 minutes, like, you know. So she was trying to tell me, no, not yet, don't go, how about you get in the shower? So I get in the shower, and it actually did help. You know, I was like standing at the back of the shower, like leaning on it like this, letting the water hit me. At some point I laid down in the shower. It was, y'all, like, ooh, I'm hot thinking about that pain because it is so painful, and that was the beginning portion of the pain. So, you know, my dad wakes up, my sister wakes up, they all came. Well, my dad came to the hospital later, but my sister wound up coming to the hospital with us. And at this point, it is about 7:30. I finally convinced my stepmom, let's go to the hospital, because if y'all don't take me, I'm about to walk to that bitch. All right, I'm gonna walk from Harlem to Brooklyn because y'all don't understand the pain that I'm in. Like, I'm in a lot of pain. I think y'all think I'm joking, but I'm not. So finally convinced, we go to the hospital. Get to the hospital about 8:30 a.m. So it's only 4 hours. I'm 3 centimeters dilated. Y'all, you could have, like, in my head, I thought, like, when I got there, like, it's time for me to push. Like, that's how much pain I was in. I was in a lot of pain. Like, I couldn't even get from my apartment to the car, which the car with my husband pulled up right in front of the building. I had to stop like 2 times because I was contracting. Like, woo! Get to the hospital. Hospital's cold. And when the cold hits you, y'all know when y'all have cramps, the heat is what calms it down. The cold is what brings it on. So I started getting them even more. And we get there. They get the room together. We go into the room. And I'm telling them right away, give me a freaking epidural. I want it. I'm ready. Give it to me. I need that medicine right now, please. The nurses come in, the midwives come in. She said, we're gonna check you. That's when they told me I was 3 centimeters. And I'm like, I need an epidural, okay? She's like, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna get it right away. You know, we have a lot of patients here. And what they was trying to say is that there was a lot of people giving birth that day, which there was. I think it was like 8 babies that gave birth that Saturday. And that was August 31st. And basically I had to wait for one of those rooms to become available so that they can give me the epidural. Guys, I waited forever. We got there at 8:30 in the morning. They didn't have that room ready for me until 1:30 p.m. So all that time I had to deal with these painful ass contractions, okay? And again, I went into the shower, and when I got in the shower, I thought I was gonna die. I was in the corner. It was like one of those little square showers in the hospital. I hopped in the little corner, sat my ass on that floor. Hopefully it was sterilized, which I think it was because it's a hospital. It should be. I was completely naked. I didn't care who saw me naked. My husband was there. His mom was there. His aunt was there. His dad was there. My dad was there. My dad came later. My dad came later. But my stepmom was there. My sister was there. Like, I legit did not care who saw me naked. I didn't care about anything except for that pain. Like, I just wanted that pain to go away. Like, I was in the floor, in the shower, hot water, like, just hitting me. And I was in the corner like this. Okay, anytime a contraction would come, I would kind of like, you know, tense up and like squeeze my foot against the shower because I'm a big bitch and my foot was able to touch the back wall of the shower. So I'm like pushing and trying to like breathe at the same time and tense up at the same time. I don't know how I was doing it, but that's what I was doing, because when I tense up, it kind of like helps the pain of the contraction, but you're supposed to be breathing so it can fully go through your uterus and open your cervix, and that shit hurts. Okay, like, I can't tell you how many times, I can't tell you 1,000 times that it hurts and y'all still won't get it. Like it's the worst pain that you could ever, like, not even imagine. Like, I could have never prepared myself for that pain, never. So, you know, I was in the shower. I probably was in the shower, I want to say like 3 hours. I could be wrong. I felt like I was in the shower like 3 hours. Before I was in the shower, I was walking up and down the hallways. But like I said, that hospital was really cold, and walking up and down, like, it's supposed to help you. It didn't feel like it helped me. It just felt like it just kept bringing on the contractions even more and faster and harder. And I was annoyed by it. I kept asking for the epidural constantly, and they constantly kept telling me, you gotta wait, the room is not ready, you gotta wait. And I just thought they was lying. I felt like they was just trying to make me wait it out and see how long I can go, because at some point the midwife came in and she was really nice. Like, so everybody there was so nice. So she comes in and she's like, you know, on your birth plan, you definitely asked for you to wait as long as you can to get the epidural. And I just looked at her. I'm like, miss, I waited and I need it. Like, I'm telling you now, like, I done waited, I done felt the pain, and now I done need the epidural. So don't sit here and tell me what my birth plan said. I know what my birth plan said. I wrote it. I made it up, and that shit ain't here with me for a reason. Like, give me the damn epidural. So, you know, I'm just looking at her. I'm kind of pissed, like, and I really want to cry. Like, guys, like, I legit wanted to break down and like curl into a ball and cry because it was so painful. Like, I thought I was going to die. I thought my body was going to just rip apart, but I couldn't cry because I just knew that would just take more energy from me, and I didn't have no energy to begin with, because you cannot eat And the reason why you can't eat is because in case you have to do an emergency C-section, like your stomach has to be completely empty. So they don't let you eat any food. You know, I was just sipping on water and sipping on apple juice. I was really hungry. I was really tired. I was really hot or cold. I was in so much pain. And I was just fed up because I just felt like they was giving me the runaround. And I'm like, you know what? There's not that many women giving birth that y'all don't got no damn room available. Whatever. At some point, 1:30 p.m. the room becomes available. They take me in. I'm the happiest person in the world because I'm like, listen, I will take 30 seconds of pain for me to like not have to deal with these contraction pain because it was so bad. All right, the needle is like this long for them to give you this epidural that they stick in your spine, in the back of your spine or whatever, and nobody can be in the room with you except for is it the anesthesiologist? I guess that's what they call him. And then he has a nurse, so you're there and I'm facing the nurse and I get to hold on to her because you can't move. So if I need to, you know, scream like what is it, if I need to like squeeze pain, you know what I'm talking about, like, you know, when you have pain and you need to squeeze something, I could squeeze onto her, but she's supposed to be there to like remind me not to move, you know, because then I can get paralyzed and all these other complications that I didn't give two shits about because I was like, listen, I will take this for me to not deal with that contraction. Nothing can be worse than that contraction pain. I was wrong, y'all. So they give me the epidural. That it was painful. I actually did move a little bit, but not, you know, anything substantial where I can get paralyzed or get hurt. And that went through, I want to say, in about 5 minutes. Like, it took about a good 5 minutes. My legs was like tingling a little bit and like I just couldn't, it was a weird feeling my body got, and then I started itching a lot, and I guess that means that it's working because they just thought that was normal. They're like, yeah, you're gonna itch for a little bit and then it'll go away. Y'all, I was itching like I had like rabies. Okay, my stomach was itching, then my chest started, it just started going up. So like from my hips to my stomach to my chest to my shoulders to my ears, like, but I didn't care. I was smiling. I was ear to ear. I was so happy. I was just, this is what I was doing. I was so happy. I was like, yes, yes, yes. So my husband comes back in the room. My stepmom comes back in the room. I feel like my dad came at that point. You know, my husband's parents came back and they all said hi, and I was happy. I was smiling. They was looking at like, oh, what a difference. You know, because when I first saw them when we got to the hospital, I was pissed. Like, they said I looked like I wanted to kill them, and I didn't want to kill them. I just wanted to just kill everybody because y'all didn't understand the pain that I was going through, and I just wanted somebody else to feel what I felt so that, you know, like I could just share my moment with them and that pain and the memories. Like, I'm telling you, I feel it right now. It's so painful. But when I got the epidural, I was good, y'all. Like, I was playing Uno. I told my husband to put on the diffuser. We had a little diffuser, some lavender. We put some jazz music on. I went to sleep for like a good 3 hours. The problem with epidurals, though, however, it slows down your labor. So by the time the epidural was done, it was 2:30 p.m. Okay, it took like an hour for them to get everything set up. I had to sign waivers, all of that. 2:30 p.m. comes. My epidural's kicked in and they checked me, and at that point I am I think she said like 7 on the verge of 8 centimeters dilated. Okay, so then she's like, look, like, you about to come, like, it's about to be done, like, you about to have this baby in a couple hours, like, get ready, get some sleep because you're gonna need your energy for pushing. And I was like, okay, I'm good, like, I'll do whatever you say, miss, because you finally gave me the epidural and I'm happy now. Okay, so, you know, I went to sleep, woke up a few hours later. I was just a little bit disappointed again. Once again, very sad, very disappointed. But what could I do? I wasn't experiencing pain, so I was like, you know what? It's cool. Just wait it out. You know, as long as the baby's healthy, you're good to go. And she told me I could eat almonds because I was starving. And she said that, you know, everything looks good. It doesn't look like I'm going to need a C-section, so I could have, like, you know, little things here and there. I was eating fruit snacks. I was eating almonds. I think that's all I was eating. So we're chilling, playing Uno, just chilling, talking, laughing, all of that. So time is going, time is ticking. I'm in and out of sleep. Time is going, time is going. She comes back in and she's like, look, you are not progressing the way that we need you to progress. Okay, we can't have your water broken, and you know, like you're not dilating as quick as you should be at this point. So what we're gonna do, we're going to put insert in my pineapple for the baby's heart rate, and they put another insert for the contractions, so they can have better, more accurate readings of the contractions and the baby's heart rate, because you know, they're like, maybe, you know, maybe there's something wrong with the machines, like maybe you are getting contractions and I just can't see that they're that strong. Okay, so she checks that out for another hour, and then she comes back and she's like, listen, you really are not dilating and contracting and all of that good stuff. What we need you to do for your labor to, you know, progress. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna wait a little bit, and then we're gonna give you some Pitocin. Okay, when I heard Pitocin, I wanted to cry a little bit. Like, I just wanted to stop and like no, please, no. But I you know, I'm not a baby, so I kind of was just like, oh, okay, fine. Like, I couldn't argue that. She's basically the one in charge, even though it's my body. She in charge of my body. But Pitocin basically induces labor, and it helps your contractions be strong, so that you can dilate and you can open up much faster. But the reason why I was scared of Pitocin is because everything that I read online, everything that I've heard online, is that Pitocin like makes you have the worst pain ever. But I guess I wasn't too worried because I had my epidural, and I just thought like, all right, I'm not gonna really feel anything. Like, you know, like, go ahead, bring it on, Pitocin, me versus you, I'm gonna win, bitch. Okay, so they bring the Pitocin, and I want to say every hour they start increasing the dosage, because again, the Pitocin itself is also not really working to its full potential with me for whatever reason. Whatever the hell was in that epidural was just like, we just gonna really slow you down, like really slow you down. And it really slowed me down. So around 1:30 in the morning, I start feeling this pressure. Now keep in mind, they have already increased the Pitocin. They're increasing it to the maximum dosage, and I start feeling like this pressure. So every time I'm getting a contraction, with the epidural, you don't feel the pain of the contraction, but you still feel the tightness. So I still knew when I was getting contractions, but it just didn't hurt me. It was just like that uncomfortable Braxton Hicks feeling. So at this point, when the Pitocin is like increased to its maximum dosage on me, I start feeling pressure. And you know, I know that this is normal, so at first I didn't say much about it, but it starts increasing, and it's really bad. So every time they're increasing it, you know, the Pitocin, I start feeling this pressure more and more until it's maximum Pitocin. And I can't even say it was maximum pressure, because the maximum pressure was bad, y'all. Like, but this pressure was just as bad as the contraction pain. So I don't know if they didn't give me enough epidural to basically not feel that pain, because I kept hearing from the midwife. She kept telling me, you know, we might have to turn your epidural off when it's time for you to push, because with the epidural, you're not going to know when to push. Like, you're not going to push as much as you should push. You're not going to know how to push properly, because you're not going to feel it. And in my head, I'm like, but bitch, I feel this. Like, I feel the pressure. I feel like I need to take a shit. I feel like my baby's head is about to rip through my asshole. Like, that's what I'm feeling. So I'm confused. So, and I don't want you to turn my epidural off. Like, no. Like, I was begging. I was like, no. She's like, we'll try it without. We'll try it with you know, we're not gonna turn it off yet, but we gotta wait for a while. And I'm like in a lot of pain. Like, it was so painful that I was like grabbing onto the railings on the side of the hospital bed, and I was like holding on for dear life every time like that pressure would come with the contraction. And this was the time I really didn't want anybody to touch me. I didn't want anybody to rub me. I didn't want anybody to talk to me. Like, I didn't want anything. Like, it started getting so, it's such a different level of pain. Like, you know, when it came to labor and delivery and even postpartum, like everything, like every every pain was like a different type of pain, and very painful at that. Like, let's say it's on level 10, they're all on level 10, but it's just like level 10 of the east, level 10 of the west, level 10 of the northeast, level 10 of the south. Like, it was so many different areas of pain. All right, so I'm feeling this other different area of pain, and it is hurting so bad. And again, I felt like every time I would tell my midwife, I would tell my stepmom, I'm like, yo, like, I think it's time for me to push. They're like, no, you gotta wait a little bit if you're not ready yet. And I'm like, how y'all telling me? Like, this is my body. I think I know. But you don't know, because I guess I wasn't ready, because like it actually got worse. Like I thought that was a maximum level of pain, just like I did with the contractions. When I was in the house, I thought that was my maximum level of contractions, but when I got to the hospital, it was so much more worse. Same thing, like when I started feeling that pressure and it was actually painful at that point, I thought that was like the worst pain it could be, but it got worse, and it continued to getting worse. And I actually think that was even more painful than the contractions, like I said. So finally the time comes, and they come in the room, and the midwife is like, I keep calling her midwife, I named her Bonnie. So Bonnie comes in and she's like, all right, I'm gonna check you again, and we're gonna see how you're pushing, okay? So she checks me, and she's like, okay, oh, actually no, I skipped the part. Okay, so let's rewind real quick. Where was I at? So I'm feeling all of this pressure, and I'm just like, I know my body, like, it's time for me to push my baby out. Like, it's time. Like, ain't nobody gonna tell me that. Stepmom, go get Bonnie. Like, Bonnie, come in and check me, because I need my babies to come out, because I can't deal with this pain. Like, she's gonna rip through me, and I'm trying to hold her in, and instead of pushing her out. And I thought the whole point of me being here and in labor is to push her out, not hold her in. So Bonnie comes in, and Bonnie's like, okay, I'm gonna check you. And she checks me, and she's like, listen, you're only 9 centimeters dilated. Like, really, heifer? Like, really? I'm only 9 centimeters dilated, but I'm feeling all this pressure. Like, I'm telling you, like, she's about to out my asshole, okay? Like, how am I only 9 centimeters? And she's like, what you can do, you can bear down. I don't know what bear down, I still don't know what bear down is. For me, bear down is pushing, okay? That's what I was doing. I was trying to push her out every time they said, like, okay, you can bear down. So that's what they were saying. Like, whenever you feel a contraction, or you feel the need to push, you can push, but like, don't push all the way or something, is what they were saying. I was trying to push all the way. However, I realized that my legs, and I wasn't in the correct position for me to kind of like push her out, because I was sitting on, you know, my butt. So how is she gonna come out if I'm trying to push? So I'm dealing with it. I'm trying to, like, you know, I'm focused. I'm like, yo, I'm about to push her out. I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna push her out. Bonnie's not gonna be in the room. My stepmom's gonna have to deliver this baby, because I'm gonna push her out. Like, that's what I'm gonna do, because I don't want them to turn the epidural off. I'm gonna do what I got to do. So I didn't push her out. It didn't happen. I don't know. I think I just was in the wrong position. So, you know, at the same time that I was pushing, there was another woman that Bonnie had to deal with. So that's why she was in and out my room. She was going back and forth, checking between me and another woman who was about to give birth and go into labor. So she comes in, I want to say maybe like 10 minutes later. It wasn't, you know, no, maybe not, maybe like 20-30 minutes later, she comes back in, and, you know, I'm telling her, I'm like, yo, like, for real this time, I know it's time for me to give birth. Like, I know, like, it's time, like, we need to do this, okay? And, you know, as I'm telling her that, the nurse comes to me, my stepmom comes to me, and Bonnie, they're all at different points in time, they're like, you need to turn the epidural off, because I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to push her the way that, you know, you're supposed to push her. You can be in labor anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours, and obviously we don't want you to be in labor for 2 hours, you know. And I've seen it a lot happen with people who have epidurals, especially first time moms, because they don't know how to. And I'm looking like, y'all not gonna turn this damn epidural off on me. Like, I don't care what y'all say. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm not considering it. I don't even hear when y'all talking to me at this point about it, because it's not happening. And I'm in so much pain. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Like, I'm still in pain. So how you gonna want me to be in more pain? Nah, it was not happening. Like, y'all really want me to die on this hospital bed right now, because would not be able to take that. I'm telling y'all right now, I would not be able to take that. So she comes in and she's just like, I'm gonna check you again. I want to see how you're pushing this time. So I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I've been pushing this whole time that you wasn't here and you was checking the other lady. I'm ready to give birth. I'm telling you, let's do this. She puts her hands in and she's like, okay, push. So I push with all my strength. Now the thing is, I'm a quick learner, and before, you know, I went to the hospital, like everything I do, like, I'm constantly on Google. Like, Google is my Bible for life, I guess. Like, I like find everything on Google and YouTube, and I was looking at a lot of videos and a lot of women talking about giving birth and how you're supposed to push. And, you know, I basically absorbed it, and I'm a quick learner, so I kind of just stored it in my brain, and I knew how to push. And basically, you have to push like you're taking a shit. Like, you're not pushing like you're pushing out a tampon or something. Like, you have to push like you are taking the biggest shit of your life, and just, that's how you have to push. And this is why women take shits while they're pushing their baby out, because that's how, that you have to use all that might and all those muscles to get that baby out that little hole, this big old thing out this little hole. That's what you gotta do. So I already knew how to push. I knew what I was doing, but they didn't have faith in me, and then they was kind of doubting me. So then it kind of made me doubt me, but then I was like, nah, bitch, you got this. So I was like, all right, I got this, I got this. So I'm pushing. She's holding, like, her hands are in my pineapple, and she's like, good. What we're gonna do, we're gonna push now. You ready to give birth to the baby? And I was like, what? Hold up. Like, I thought like you said I wasn't ready, but all right, I'm ready. Let's do this. And she tells me that I'm going to have to use all my might, you know, because of the whole epidural thing, and, you know, I'm not gonna know when to push, but if I feel it, just do it. And they'll tell me when, if like they feel like I need to do it and I'm not pushing. Does that make sense? Okay. They have my husband on this side, and he's holding up my leg, and my stepmom's on this side, and she's holding up my other leg, and I hold the back of my thighs. I lean forward and I start pushing. So I pushed the first time. I don't think nothing really happened. This is actually playing out in my head as I'm talking. I can see the light, I can see the dark room, I can see Bonnie in front of me with her little outfit on, and just like the little nurse next to her, and they like, go ahead. So I pushed. I don't think nothing happened the first time. Like, I'm well aware of this thing called the ring of fire, and I was waiting to feel that, and I knew once I felt the ring of fire, I knew that the head was coming through. I didn't feel that. So I push, you know, I use all my strength, you know, and she's like, good, you're doing good. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not doing good, because I didn't feel no ring of fire. I didn't feel no head come through. Like what's going on? I'm doing something wrong. But they're saying a good job. You know, I feel like the first time I pushed, her head was supposed to come through. It didn't happen. So, you know, wait again. The next contraction comes, and I'm pushing again. And I'm pushing, and I start feeling this, like, this pain. I'm feeling it, but it's not that big. Like, it's not that painful yet. It didn't feel like a ring of fire, okay? Like, it felt painful, but it didn't feel like the ring of fire. So, you know, she's like, okay, all right, we're gonna wait. So then, you know, the thing went down, like my contraction went down, the need to push kind of like subsided for like 2 seconds, okay? Came back, and I was like, okay, I gotta push again. So she's like, ah, just do it. Like, I guess at this point I didn't have to tell her when I needed to push, I just did it. So I went, and like they grabbed my legs again. Every time my contraction went down, they would put my legs down, which kind of annoyed me. I just wanted to have my legs open and ready to, like, to just go. So they pull my legs up again. I'm holding on, and I'm pushing like with all my strength, like all of it. And I start feeling this ring of fire, and I'm feeling this little pain. But the ring of fire is not that bad. Like, people make it seem like it was like the worst pain ever. For me, the contractions, that urge to push was the worst pain ever. Like, that ring of fire, easy peasy. I'll go through it again, no problem. If I don't have to deal with other stuff, like, no problem. Pushing, and I'm feeling that ring of fire, and I hear my stepmom right here. She's like, good job, Talisa. I see her head. She has so much hair. So that's what I'm hearing. And then, you know, my husband's on this side, and he's like, he's very like, go ahead, baby, like, you got this. Like, I don't even know what he was saying. Like, he's very like encouraging and motivating all the time. So I just was like, I just knew it was coming. Like I knew he's like, "God, baby, you got this, like you can do this," like he's saying all of that stuff to me, you know, and I'm just like, yes, like I got this. Like the Hulk with me was like trying to come out. So I'm pushing, the head comes, and the head finally comes out. And you know, they're like, okay, you need to wait a little bit. Wait, was her head out? I don't even know, because I didn't ask for them to show me. I feel like her head was out, but I could be wrong. Like her head could have just been sitting there, because at one point Bonnie told me to wait. She was like, you have to wait a little bit because like you're not it's not time to, your contractions are not there to push with, number one, and number two, you don't want to rip. So she was like, you're right there, the head is there, or maybe the head was out, but you don't want to rip. So just like wait and let your body like kind of like stretch on its own a little bit before you keep going. Because I was ready. I was like ready to go. Like I was like, like I wanted to just keep going. I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to deal with no pain. I wanted that pain to be done. And you know, I waited a little bit, and then that urge to push came again in like 5 seconds. I was like, I can't wait, I gotta do this. She's like, okay, go ahead, push. And I pushed, and I don't know if the rest of the head came or the body came, but I think it was like only 2 more pushes, and my baby came out. And as soon as the baby came out, it was an instant relief of that pressure and pain down there, and I felt like this slimy thing come on my chest, and it was my beautiful little baby. And my husband was so emotional. It was so beautiful. And I think my stepmom was just like kind of cheering and happy. And I almost forgot that my husband's mom was there too, but she was like behind my husband, and I think like she was just like worried for me because I was in so much pain. And she's always like such a like quiet, nice person, and always like kind of just supports, as opposed to being in the main picture telling you how to do stuff and what to do. She's just like a nice, supportive person there. So she was just there, like, you know, supporting him, supporting me. And she ran out and told my dad and my husband's dad and his cousins and everybody, and everybody else that was waiting out there. Like quite a few people was waiting for the baby to come, and that was really nice. That was so nice of like his family. My sister was there, but she was in the bathroom when the baby came out. And yeah, I did skin to skin, and I had my slimy, you know, messy baby on me, but it was the best feeling in the world. Like it was crazy. Like it was crazy. I thought I was gonna like really break down and cry. I think I like teared up a little bit, but it was more so like, wow, this is crazy. Like I'm not a happy crier per se, so you know, it was kind of, it was emotional, but I wasn't like you know what I mean. My husband was like that though. But anyway, so that's what happened. I had skin to skin, and then, you know, it was time for the umbilical cord to get cut off, and you know, the placenta comes out. And I feel like that is going to be in my postpartum video, because this video is long as hell already. I'm pretty sure I'm already at like 45 minutes already, so I'm gonna end it there. And basically that was my labor and delivery. It was really fast at first, then it was really slow, and then it went really quick. And by the way, just so you guys know, I delivered my baby girl, Tonya Bella, at 3:21 a.m. on Sunday, September 1st. So I was in labor for 23 motherfreaking hours, okay? It was intense. It was a lot. It was the craziest experience of my life. The most painful experience of my life, but absolutely the most rewarding experience of my life. And I will not hesitate to do it again, to have at least one more child. Maybe the 3rd child, I'm gonna hesitate a lot of it. So that's it. Let me see. Do you guys have any questions? If you have questions, leave it in the comments below. I respond to all my comments, so make sure you leave it in the comments below. Again, if you want to see the take on my husband and his, you know, thoughts and stuff on everything happened, I was sitting there next to him in the video, so I was kind of like in it a little bit too, like spitting my bits and pieces too, but nothing like as detailed as I gave y'all in this video. And like I said, stay tuned for my postpartum video, because that's gonna be coming up next. and I'm gonna be back to regularly scheduled programming as much as I can be with my newborn. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for supporting me and joining me and my husband and my daughter and my family on this journey, our pregnancy journey, my pregnancy journey. It has been a wild ride, and I am so blessed and grateful and thankful that everything had turned out to be healthy, wonderful, magical, and I hope you guys felt all the love that I have and my family have for each other and everything that has been going on. So thank you again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, turn my notifications on, check me out on everything else, and keep it geek, freak, chic, and sleek, but most importantly, keep it unique. Woo, y'all, I'm surprised my throat and my voice not going, talking too much shit.